Okay, back on our Deboss Garage's viewer builds. We're here with Robbie, and we met Robbie at Motorama, and he actually won my best in class. So the last video I did was one of the runner-ups, but this is a 12-valve Mini Cooper. Take your biggest engine, put it in the smallest car. I love it. Here we go. So first off, Robbie, what is it?
Well, it's a 79 Austin Mini with a 12-valve Cummins at NV45, and the rear end is a Dana 70.
And how did this idea come about?
It started as a joke, actually.
Okay.
I originally did this car like 10 years ago with a small block Chevy. Seen other guys were doing it, so then I'm like, I don't want to be like everybody else. Okay. I joked about doing a Cummins in it. Everybody kind of laughed about it. And then one day, 2 years ago, I was just like, you know what? I have a Cummins. I sat on the floor, sat the shell around. I cut all my previous work out of it, and just started from scratch.
So yeah, if you had a 350, that would come up to about here.
Originally, my 350, I had it cut out. My distributor was back inside the windshield almost.
Oh, okay.
So I had to weld all that back in.
So you weren't ever planning on changing the cap and rotor?
No. Basically, the body had to come off. Now, like anything I do on this, because I can't drop my tranny out the bottom, the body's got to come off to get to the tranny.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, you just took the shell and then you had to redo the whole frame and start over again?
I had all floors, firewalls done. I cut all that out, so there's just a bare shell. Okay. Motor on the floor, started with a brand new frame, and just started all over again.
Nice, nice. How long did you drive it with the 350?
I never finished it. It never made the road. Okay. I've changed my idea a few times. Okay. I've owned this shell probably 10, almost 12 years now. Okay. Somewhere in there, in around there somewhere.
So, and you never drove it as a Mini, you bought it as kind of like...
I bought a few of these over the years, and I usually take all the parts that are good off because they're so far rotted. I saw them, the guys who were trying to save them. Yeah. But this body was still too good to scrap. Okay. So I saved the body. I pissed off a few guys with the Austin Minis.
It's not like they're in
but
short.
A lot of guys are glad I've saved it and gave it a second life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I get more Mini guys liking it than I do hating it.
Taking a wild stab at it, if you excluded the 350 stuff and you just focused on the shell and the Cummins, how much time would you say you got into it? Plus or minus a couple hundred hours.
It's 2 years, so probably close to 2,000 hours. 2,000
hours. That's a lot of commitment.
There's a lot of hours just sitting there trying to figure out how to make things fit. Yeah. Because the Minis were short to begin with. Yep. My car now is 13 feet, front of the tire to the back bumper. But I wanted to keep it compact. I didn't want to stretch it, make it look cartoony. Okay. Not that it doesn't look cartoony already, but.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I want to keep everything nice and tight and close.
Yeah, yeah. Now that's a tiny radiator. Does it stay cool?
Yeah, it cools it nice. It's a aftermarket aluminum radiator for like a 65 Mustang.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And it's all open, so it's not like the motor can get real hot.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. It makes a big difference driving with your hood off than it does on, yeah. Have you turned it up?
No, nothing's been done to it.
Okay, you don't need to.
Don't need to, it's all stock. Don't need to do any more.
The engine weighs more than the car, right?
Yeah, the motor's 1,100 pounds. I think the whole car weighed in at 3,900.
Nice. What's the front axle?
Front axle is out of a 64 F100.
And then just some stabilizing cylinders?
Yeah, I had a bit of bump steer when I first started driving it. Okay. And I put one on it, still had a little bit, so I just doubled it up because I'm like, you know what? These are designed for the bigger trucks. Yep. And also doubled up for the weight. Yep, yep. And it cruises nice now.
Right on. And then full air ride?
Full air ride front and back. 2,600 pound bags in the front and rear. Okay.
And then you're running an air compressor as your air pump.
Yeah, that's an old off-roader trick. A lot of off-road guys used to convert them. Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple things you do. I just fill it with high bearing grease.
The bearings are behind here and you just grease it right through the fill port on the side? Okay.
I lather it all up with grease before I put it back together. Yeah, and then I've added a little bit once. Okay. So I I don't put a lot of Ks on it yet.
Yeah, everything else is pretty generic. You still went with the vacuum brakes because it got the vacuum pump?
Yeah, that's from like 89 Dodge 1500.
Okay.
It was the only one I could find that was compact enough that would sit.
Yeah, because a Hydro Boost wouldn't fit either.
No.
No. Very nice. And then you've got these little patch panels here, but...
Like there's a couple spots where there's actual holes that I started covering up, but then I just started liking the look and everybody was liking it, so I just started adding them all over the place. Kind of became the signature for the car.
Yeah, right on. So, can I drive it?
Yes.
Like you are...
If you can fit, you can drive it.
So how tall are you?
I'm about 5'10" and a half.
Okay, and I'm about 6'3". So I got my shortest shoes on, so aside from my racing shoes, and it is a manual. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it. Just the view is awesome. That's so cool. Don't know. Is there tilt?
Nope.
Oh, no tilt. If you could tilt it up a little bit, that could do it. I think I can. I think my toe can reach without my knee going past.
You only need the clutch for taking off. After that.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. What's that?
That's the switch to turn it on the pump.
Okay. No seatbelts?
No. These are your rear bags, rear bag gauges, left side, right side for the front, and then my other
Your tank.
Yeah. I usually run just around the 30 and around the 35.
Okay. Goody. That's pretty wild.
I have lots of room.
You have lots of room. This is probably the worst.
Like
the worst vehicle, the worst on-road vehicle I've ever driven in.
Old technology with a little bit of plain stereo, but that's typical.
Yeah. Nice. That sounds pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's not even like obnoxiously loud either.
Well, it's not terrible.
No.
On long road trips, I'll put my Beats headphones on.
Yeah.
But after a long while, the drill starts to get a little much.
So that's 135 kilometers?
Yeah.
That's all you've got on it so far? Nice.
Yeah, that was a brand new gauge I put it in. That's all what's on.
Okay. Nice. Transport truck turn signal.
Simple, easy, works.
Yep.
That's my second one.
Oh yeah?
I was headed to the Rev Auto Show and the first one broke off.
Oh really? Good old China.
Amazon special.
I don't think I've ever been in a vehicle where my knee is above the windowsill.
I guess that is the first. I never thought of it that way. Mine don't go quite above the window, not quite.
Yeah. was a whole family ordeal to build it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
But you haven't let any of them drive it yet?
Nobody's really been around other than my dad.
No, really?
Yeah. Everybody's got busy schedules, so
Oh, okay.
the wife spends more time on it in the garage with me than anybody.
Oh
there.
yeah, awesome. Sorry.
It's got metal bump stops on the frame rail for that.
Okay, all right. Air tanks in the back, and then the whole back is notched just to fit the axle, right?
No,
No?
like
Oh.
the actual. If I open it up, this is all my fuel cells,
Oh, okay.
which I made out of 1/8 plate, 1/4 inch plate. I can't remember.
And what does Pandora stand for?
That's just what my mom named her originally.
Okay.
Because it's like Pandora's box. Once you open it, you can't stop looking. And every time you look at this car, there's always something else you see. You never miss any. Well, you're always going to miss something.
Yeah. Are those the mini taillights?
Yeah, those are original mini taillights,
Okay.
original mini bumper.
Okay. Yeah, you wanted to keep it as original as possible?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
How e-brake works?
The cable stretched out.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm
shoot.
running 2 passenger driver side e-brake cables because they're shorter,
Yeah.
but the front half is stretched, so I got to get a shorter one made or something.
Okay.
So right now it's there for looks.
Oh.
It did work,
I say
but
you're hitting it, and then that's fine. You're hitting right on the steel piece, but I'm like, oh, that's the e-brake cable. Oh, good for you, man.
it did work. But with the Cummins, e-brakes don't do anything. They just keep pulling. I've burnt e-brakes off so many of my trucks over the years.
Yeah. You don't realize that it's on. Yeah, I love this spider. Oh man, that's so cool.
That was one of the first custom pieces I ever did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very nice.
The roof rack. Actually, I couldn't find an Austin Mini roof rack.
Okay.
And when you do, they're an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Somebody in town where I live had one for a 60s Bug.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
Yeah.
And they said a lot
Scrub it.
taller, so I cut it, shortened it. This is about the only part that's original. Because the bugs are bubbled.
Yeah.
So I had to cut and bend the front, and then I cut like 2 inches or 3 inches out of the backs.
Okay.
Sat it all down, tacked it all back together.
Nice.
There's no storage in the car, so I put a suitcase on.
What's in there?
I throw my sweater in there. I have a pair of pliers just to get my gas thing off because it's so tight I can't spin it.
Yeah. I said Wheeler Construction. That's you.
That's who I work for.
Okay.
He does so much for the family, so the least I could do was put his name and represent his company with my car.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because when we saw the Motorama, the whole family sitting around this. So this was an entire family ordeal, correct?
Yes, everybody had either they worked on it or they had input on it.
Okay.
So like I just bounced ideas off of my one buddy, and we just back and forth, and then his kids and family. Everybody's always bouncing ideas.
So that's a lot of nights, everybody hanging out in the shop and kind of tinker
Yep.
on it, a couple beers, and
yeah.
and that's what it's all about. That's why I picked it at Motorama, because it was your niece or your friend's
My
daughter?
friend's daughter, yeah.
Your friend's daughter was there, 13 years old, 14, 15? 15 years old, and she knew everything about the car. And that was crazy. Like, she's walking around telling me about it. I'm like, so is this your dad's? She's like, no, it's just my dad's buddy. I'm like, well, how do you know so much? She's like, oh, we all worked on it. And that's the coolest thing. That's what I love the most about these projects is building it with somebody and making friends and all those memories. So even before you start driving it, you've already got an emotional attachment to the car long before, right? And that's awesome.
People say it's just a material possession, but this is sentimental.
Right. Because somebody offered to buy it at Motorama,
And I
right?
said no. I'm like, I've had a few people ask me if I had interest in selling it over the time. Even when I was building, before it was done, people have asked to buy it. I'm like, no, I can't sell it.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I've joked about it, but even if I did post it, I'd take it down right away before I even finished it. Because, everybody has those projects where they get mad, like, I'm done with it, I'm going to sell it, I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
It went on Kijiji a couple times. It was down within a couple hours because the wife found the ad and took it down on me.
That's awesome.
Or reported it, so it got
So
taken
your
down.
wife cruises Facebook Marketplace, or is it just because you posted something?
Posted, yeah.
Yeah.
She sees it. She won't let me sell it.
No, that is awesome. Good for her. I could see that she was proud of it too. She was pregnant at Motorama
Yep.
and still hung it out the whole weekend and was pretty close. And
She's only got the ride in it once, and it was like one of the first test drives around the corner, but she was like 6 months pregnant at the time, so she hasn't really got the ride in it now yet.
Oh wow! I love everything about it, man. The fact that you pulled it off, and the looks, and the fact that the oil pan is sitting on the ground, is actually touching the ground. I love it.
That's what skid plates are for.
Yep. You knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the problems because the Ontario, the height of the windshield, like the view, they don't like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep the motor as low as I can.
Yep.
So I had basically sat the motor, when it lays frame, the motor pan, the oil pan sits on the floor.
Sitting in the passenger side.
This is one of the second time I've had to.
Oh yeah.
Well, other than you, my dad's the only one that's driven it.
Even lugging, she doesn't really smoke.
No. My other Cummins in my Ford has a 0 plate in it too, and it smokes a lot more than this.
Okay.
But I actually use it to haul. I haul with it.
Right, right.
It's got higher K. I think this one's only got 240,000 on the motor.
Okay.
The other one's probably around the 5 mark.
Yeah, okay. Any cup holders?
That's one thing I probably should do.
There's still room right here.
I've never really, anytime I've done it, I've gone to Timmy's, I gotta walk in. The other day was the first time I went through the drive-thru.
Okay.
Usually I walk in, I put a tray on the floor when I come out.
Yeah.
About the window height.
The only way I could drive it was to not close the door all the way, so just on the safety latch, because my foot doesn't fit in between. I feel like the guy from Simpsons, where Nelson's making fun of the guy driving the Volkswagen Bug. And he gets out and pummels him. That's awesome. Very awesome. All right, so I gotta ask, now that you all built it, is there any regrets? Anything you do different?
I probably should have put a hitch on it.
Yeah?
What I should have done, but the way the fuel cell is, it doesn't really work. Because it's Cummins, it needs to pull something, right?
Right. So I think if it was mine, I think a bar right kind of at your shoulder height, coming through the top here, and then a fifth wheel. I think the frame can support it.
Well, the frame's all 1/8 wall, and it's all quarter plated on the inside again, so there's no break in that frame, there's no twisting it.
No.
I over-engineer everything.
Nice.
It'll
I think that would be pretty cool. If
get more attention, not that it needs it, but it'll get more attention.
So now your wife is like, it's done. We finally get my husband back, and now you're building a fifth wheel camper to pull around with it.
There's a nice little fifth wheel car flat deck.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pull other cars home.
Yeah.
Toy hauler. A wedge trailer would work perfect. If I could pull 2 cars, 3 cars, it depends on how long of a wedge trailer I want to get.
So definitely comment down below if you think that's a good idea and whether you expect to see this back at Motorama with a full fifth wheel trailer. You should make it universal, so you can put like a camper on it, or leave it a flat deck, or whatever, leave it open. Yeah. All right, Robbie, thank you very much for bringing it down. Yeah, you concreted my decision and making sure that I did pick the right one in Motorama. I love this thing. I love that you finished it and you seen it through. Even changed it halfway through, started over, and I love all of that, and that your family built it. So really appreciate you taking the time to show it. For you guys that are watching, I hope this motivates you to get out in the shop and work on it yourself. Turn the TV off, put YouTube in the back TV there, our channel, while you're working on stuff, watching these types of videos so that you can get your stuff done, because we really want to motivate everyone to get out there and build something unique and one-off. Once you guys are close, put it on the website, debossgarage.com. You could submit your rides. Even if it's not finished, you get motivation from people that are running into problems to let you know that you're not alone. It's not easy, but it's 100% worth it when you're done. And when it is done on the website, if you put your where the truck or car is, you might get a phone call or an email from us saying, hey, we want to come by and take it for a drive and get it on the channel. So we love every one of these, and yeah, we want to keep these going as long as we can. So you never know if we're in your area or not. So remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich, get out there and work on it. Here we go.